Alrighty guys, Evan Aldo here. Big video, exciting market right now. Wanted to show you, the first thing I'll show you in this video is what I was looking at yesterday when I took this Bitcoin long entry kind of at the bottom, at the exact bottom. So that turned out really, really well. Made a nice buck off of that. And that came up hitting off of a big point. So that's always important to look at. And then scalp short this morning in the Discord. So that was stopped out in profit. We'll see what happens right now. We're at a big point. So yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, smash the like button. Let's get right into it. And obviously for those trade entries, link in description below to the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. So yeah, let's take a look here. So, the first thing that I was looking at, the main thing I was looking at, if you go on linear kind of spider lines, is we hit it exactly. We hit it exactly yesterday at the bottom, and this was a big area. 24.8, 24.9 is a huge area, and right at this area you were getting a bull div, in the 16-minute. Also at the 10, bull div at the bottom right there, money flow coming up. So that's pretty golden. I mean, that's money right there, and money flow coming up, the same kind of thing in the 6-minute. So that's money. Stop loss below there, big support right there, good risk reward ratio. That's money. It's a good trade setup, high probability. So yeah, ultimately, that's what I was looking at right there. And for the scalp this morning, kind of just a bullish div, I believe, on the 10. I believe, was it this scalp or was it here? Yeah, it was around 10, I think, kind of that area. Now we're jumping around. So it was one of these bear divs with the money flow coming out. I'm just trying to remember. Was it that early, 850? It could have been around. Yeah, it could have been there to there. It was this one, I think. There to there. It took a minute, but yeah, now we're just jumping around. A little bit of a higher wick up, but still overall kind of bearish because we're not able to break above that point, you know what I mean? And money flow starting to come out on a lot of these lower time frames. This is a huge area, by the way, 26.3. That was the jump up there. And if you look at the 3-hour right here, you do have a trend reversal, green dot, right there, trend reversal, green dot, right here, same thing, and then you came down. So this could potentially be the top. Can you come up higher? Yes, you absolutely can. It's a little bit tough to say. I mean, my guess is you would at least come down a bit more here, but we'll see. I mean, can you come up higher? You're getting a nice green dot in the 12-hour. I mean, you're getting a bullish div on the 2 days. You could see right here. Those are all bullish things, and we could absolutely come up to maybe 27, maybe even 28K, somewhere around there, without even really losing this red dot in the monthly. If I zoom, let's go on a cleaner chart. If I zoom out, see that red monthly, you could come up to like 27, maybe even, probably not 28 actually, close to it without even losing this. And if you look at this one back here in October of 2019, if we zoom in a little bit, that month under that monthly red dot there, look at what happened in October. You were coming down and you shot up a lot. That was a big jump up. You shot up a lot there, 41%. And then back down another 40 almost. So, that's ultimately what we're looking at right there. So it's a very interesting market. Weekly's coming up with a VWAP. My guess is this won't amount to much. I mean, even if you do confirm a green dot here, I think you're just going to kind of roll over and come down more. So that's what's going to happen. But absolutely possible to come up a little bit higher here. In terms of a trade right now, I mean, the main thing you could probably look at, I got too many lines. My charts are a little freezing up on me. But the main thing we could look at is money flow coming down on a lot of these lower time frames here, which is, I don't even have to manually. I can just, where's the A in the auto? Okay. And yeah, we can manually kind of look at money flow kind of coming out, or we could look at money flow coming out like on the 6-minute there, the 3-minute money flow generally coming out. So those are things we could look at here, and maybe a head and shoulders type thing is forming. So this could be a potentially good short with a stop loss above there, down to maybe the spider line, just to give an idea if we could confirm this trigger wave here. Yeah, not a bad risk reward ratio. I mean, if you were to go down a spider line, I mean, if you lose this area, then it gets a bit more. Could be a little tighter there. Not awful. I mean, obviously, if you want to be real tight, something like that, that's a 3-to-1. If you want to do a 3-to-1, something like that, low risk, low risk, high reward potential. So that's that possibility. I'll be posting more about this type of stuff in the Discord. So yeah, I'm always looking to re-enter and stuff. But yeah, and ultimately throughout this jump up, this is one of the things that shows this probably isn't too sustainable. Well, not necessarily, but it shows that all coins probably have more ways to go down. Bitcoin dominance is rising. Now we're back above 50%, as I've been saying, was highly likely here. VWAP coming up on the weekly. It's kind of like this, bearish div is already played out, and we could come back higher to 55%. I think regardless if Bitcoin keeps going up here or goes down, Bitcoin dominance will likely continue to rise. I'm pretty bullish on Bitcoin dominance right now. If you look at ETH Bitcoin double blood diamonds on the 3-day, this has bled against Bitcoin. This is absolutely bled against Bitcoin throughout this jump up. So I think that will continue to do so, and I think we're going to keep coming down to around 0.055, around kind of that area, another 10% at least probably. So yeah, ultimately that's kind of what we're looking at there. Now if we look at Ethereum, here, rejecting off of this kind of area, if you see this area, support, SR, big SR point kind of on that 5-hour, price likes to stick there, or reject, or yeah, so old support now potentially turning it into resistance. You're seeing, and ETH may be a better short right now because you're seeing the VWAP come down in ETH, and you're also seeing, money flow in these lower time frames start to come down. Potentially, yeah, this trigger wave, that could be a good entry if you were to do something of this nature, something of that nature down to this area. Not a bad risk reward ratio. If you want to take a little bit more risk with this, I mean, obviously tighter stop loss, tighter things. So yeah, ultimately that's what I'm kind of looking at there. And then that looks like a good, I mean, you do have the hourly coming up, you got the 30-minute money flow coming up. That's more of the bullish case, but we'll have to see what happens with that. But ultimately, yeah, the 2 hour as well. I do think there's a good shot that you reject from this area. But when you get into these higher time frames, I mean, this is a bullish div from back there. That could be the case to keep going up to potentially 16 something. Now, Bitcoin to 27K, I don't think this would get above like 1680 here. I think this will continue to bleed against Bitcoin most likely. Your 3-day looks pretty bad. Your 2-day, you could get a bull div pretty soon, but we'll see. Your daily coming down, kind of coming down there. And then money flow to potentially kind of come out more at that area. That's where a good place in terms of like long-term DCA. I think when this comes into the red, which is probably going to happen sometime in October, when that comes into the red, I think that's going to be a good place to be DCAing into ETH. Hopefully, if we could get down to that spiral line 1300, I think that's a good value. Like that's a good price to be starting to DCA into ETH. That's what I would say. And ultimately, if we look at the monthly red dot, the blood diamond already confirmed that monthly. So I think you got some red months ahead. I think we obviously got red months ahead. You got kind of a spiral line pocket, 13, 14. I think we may lose that essentially, but we'll see. We'll absolutely have to see here. I mean, some macro analysis right now, I think you will correct your 300 weekly moving average. Let's turn that on for a second on the weekly. I think there's a good place right there. Yeah, 21, around 21, I think is just a huge place. That's kind of what I think could be a potential higher low for Bitcoin, as we saw in the previous bear market right there, and bear market right there. And ultimately, if we look at U.S. economy, not too good right now. We look at oil's jumping up. We're getting back to prices that we saw in June of 22. Inflation is still bad. You got a title target at 84. You can make a double top here or something, maybe even go up higher. Who knows? The Fed's in a tough position. It's like, do they have to? Are they going to higher rates more? It's a tough position here. And if we look at, ultimately the Nasdaq too, the thing here I've been looking at is now we confirmed a weekly green dot, but money flow is still coming out. You may get a bearish div right after that. Last bearish div we saw in the Nasdaq was back here for the weekly. 9,800. You can make a lower low. I think there's a good shot. And just want to look at the DXY as well. This is like inverse of Bitcoin on the monthly. Trigger wave to the upside. You got a technical target at 108. I think that's a highly likelihood. And I think this weekly is going to turn into one where either this is very bearish, brings you down, or the red is the buy point. I think this could be the buy point. I think Crypto Face was talking about that. 2-day coming into the red, or green, excuse me. Daily not too much, but 3-day, some curvature there. So I think, if you zoom in here, hitting that point, now we're jumping up. I think it's time to keep jumping up, and I think traditional markets and crypto will generally come down. I'm not saying you can't pump up to 27, 28 in the short term, though. If we look at like Solana, some of the big ones, I think this inevitably, you could pump back up to 20 or 19 or something, but I think this inevitably will come down to back to these lows at some point in the coming months, 16, potentially 14. And then if you lose that, there's lower areas we could talk about. We'll see what happens. Blood diamond right there too. And then if you look at like this Cardano versus Bitcoin, given that, let's just look at these altcoins. Most of them have bled. Just keep bleeding against Bitcoin here. I think Cardano could come down to potentially a bit more, maybe 700. This is Satoshi, 700 Satoshis. Another 30% against Bitcoin potentially. I think Ethereum could go down 20, maybe even more. We got to see what happens here, but they could keep bleeding. If we look at Cardano itself here, let's look at Cardano on its own, hitting that big point. We're still just playing around that big point, but when you got a yellow X on the 3-day, right as you're hitting that point, I think you're going to lose it. And if you lose it, where is your technical target? If you lose this, your technical target is down at around 14 cents or something. What is that from where we are right now? That's another 40% down. I think that's possible. I think these could come down, another 40% or so, a lot of these altcoins. And, I think there's going to be good buying opportunities when you get there. And I think that's maybe, hopefully, where a lot of people throw in the towel, and then the smart people that have patience get in at that area. So that's ultimately what I'm looking at right there. And if you guys want to trade, check out the link down below for FAIRDESK. They're doing a trading competition right now. And also on MEXC, 2 more days. If you deposit at least $100 and do 1 futures trade, you have a very good chance of getting a $200 trading bonus. 2 people that sign up with my link before tomorrow will get it. So really, really good odds. Really good odds there. So check it out. MEXC is pretty good as well. PHEMEX is great as well. We're working on getting a trading competition there pretty soon. I'll let you guys know. They're also going to do a Bitcoin giveaway there as well. So check out those links down below, guys. No KYC required on any of them. They're all good exchanges. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Really appreciate you. Check out the Discord as well. All right, guys. Goodbye.